Sup, gigglers? Barry, fix the Wi-Fi. Manifest that shit. We can't be managed. I mean, the day just got away from me.
What is up, my granny panty gigglers?
Oh, that was a cute one.
I know these girlies are out here wearing granny panties. They just don't talk about it.
It is funny that never once have I ever said hi to the gigglers, like when we started the pod.
It's very our personalities. You're like a shy little cat.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I want to be here right now.
But we are actually so excited to be here. We're in the studio for a second time.
It's who we are now.
And it was raining outside. Like, that was a 0% chance we were going to make it.
And I don't think people realize we record Mondays.
Dude. But I think it's good because it's like kind of dark.
I like recording our podcast on Monday because I feel like it does set me up for the whole week.
Sets
where
the
I'm
tone.
like, yeah, it sets my tone.
I feel like I'm very vulnerable on Mondays. I don't know how the week's going to go. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Also, if nothing else happens this week, at least we did Giggly Squad. So I'm like,
Right.
I was productive as shit this week.
That's how I feel. Like if I have 3
if it
days.
goes downhill from here. Yeah, I need a nap because it was such an intense Giggly Squad episode.
My parents always make fun of me because after Giggly Squad, I do go home and I'm like, oh my God, I need to rest. And they're like, what did you do? I'm like, I recorded Giggly Squad.
It's called physical and emotional energy.
We get into a certain zone.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy. We just turn it on. I black out. I don't even know what I say on this.
I know.
Well, speaking of blackouts, I've been getting a lot of messages about asking me if I punched you in the face and got a black eye and you have a restraining order against me. And I'm like, I'm not Vanderpump Rules. What are you talking about?
It is what everyone's thinking. And Sheena did fly from California to New York and
sucker punched you.
Punched me in the face and then just left. It was so weird.
What if Sheena started like a boxing YouTube of like punch like
As
workout?
She should. Sheena's vlog literally should have won an Oscar.
Sheena vlogged my wedding. I was like, hey, can you send me the footage? That wedding tape is really good. I'm going to play it for my family.
It's just funny how she vlogs everything. Like, she vlogged when we were in Vegas with them.
Yeah, well, she vlogged because that bitch has gotten such a bad edit on Vanderpump. She's like, if you want to see a little of like what life is really like with Shishu. I know she hates when I call her Shishu, but like Lala calls her Shushi.
I love Shishu, and I don't care if I'll never say it to her face.
Also, we promised we weren't going to talk about Vanderpump, and we were immediately talking about Vanderpump.
2 seconds in. I will say, though, I'm sick of it.
I know.
I
texted you one question, and you were like, not going to engage in this. And I go, honestly, respect that. It's like in Mean Girls when she's like, I can't stop talking about her, but I can tell that it's annoying everyone around me, but I can't stop.
Yes,
it's like word vomit.
Yeah, I'm so sick of all the TikToks, all the memes, all the blinds. Like, and now this friend is saying this, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Well,
I can't.
We're in a new place where TikTok can make things go really viral when like back in the day it wouldn't. So now like people who aren't Vanderpump fans are like jumping on the bandwagon.
Yes.
But I do love seeing straight men have opinions. Like Des knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in Atlanta doing stand-up and he was like, crowd, what do you want to talk about? And one of the girlies yelled Vanderpump and he like went all in it.
Yeah.
And he had a hot take. He was like, I was not surprised someone cheated. Like, if I had a nickel for the amount of people that cheated on Vanderpump, they pass each other around like a hot potato.
Yeah. No,
but it's
literally.
the fact that it was a 6-month affair that makes it like a little worse. But like watching it is so fun. Everyone's cheated on the show.
I don't want to talk about it, but I am going to say this
I don't
one
want to
thing.
talk about it either.
Not only was it like a 6 months affair, she lived in Ariana's house.
Wait, she was living in the house?
Yeah, like Raquel was like living there.
Oh, like she had a bedroom there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So he had a full sister wives situation.
Yeah, he was pitching a different show.
I wish they were just having threesomes and like having crazy orgasms all the time. Like, why'd you have to pick one or the other?
But then there was like a post that Ariana's in Mexico for like a wedding or something, and it was giving Carrie Bradshaw.
Oh, I love
like
that
after
for her.
he left her at the altar.
I love that for her. Well, how did you actually get your black eye?
Okay. My black eye, honestly, I've grown to love it. Like, I'm very, like, I feel like I'm an actress and I'm like playing this different character and I'm like, you Like, what's the story
You're
about
a
my black
$1 million
eye?
baby.
Yeah, I'm literally. I'm either a boxer or like I fight for justice.
Yes.
You know,
a
like,
justice warrior.
Yes.
Or you're just really spastic.
You know how like I always do weird things in my apartment? Like I rotated my rug that one time.
Yeah.
Sierra was like, please stop posting this on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like, but this is who I am.
Yeah.
I was just trying to be normal and like vacuum, and I was reaching for something in the back of my closet, and you know, in like your bedroom closet, there's like those metal poles that like you hang your clothes up.
Unsafe.
I had taken all of those down in all of my closets because I had done like different organization. So they were just like leaning up against the wall. And so as I'm reaching in the back of the closet for like the vacuum attachment, I hit the poles, and it was like a movie. I
An avalanche?
like, saw them coming toward me, and I was like in such shock. The best part about it is I was on FaceTime with Craig, okay? The phone is on the ground. He's on FaceTime, but he can see me, and I'm like reaching, and all of a sudden, like I get hit in the face. The man didn't skip a beat. Continued on whatever story he was telling, and then I was like, oh my god, I just got hit. And he was like, what?
I got hit.
And he like keeps telling his story.
Men are so not self-aware. Like, I'm telling you, you could shave your fucking head and they won't know.
No, I literally got hit in the face with a 6-foot
2x4
metal rod, like pole. Hit me smack in the noggin. Like, if it was any closer, I could have.
Wait, what's
It's the bad orbital bone eye.
your
Yes.
orbital bone is fixed.
I kept thinking, you know, when girls are like, I had to get a nose job because I have a deviated septum, and you're like, no, you didn't, bitch.
You had a cold once.
Like, I was like, what if I'm gonna have to get surgery on my orbital bone?
It would be hard
like-
to make it look like it was
Like it wasn't on purpose.
exactly. Well, I love that Craig was so passionate about his story.
No,
I hope it was worth it.
I don't
Was-
even
did
know
it have
what
a
the
good
man
punchline?
No,
Because last time he FaceTimed you, he was talking about his plants. And I felt like
Yes.
that. And it was like he FaceTimed like it was an emergency FaceTime. Like he was like, hey.
anything he has to say, he deems as an emergency. And that's just men. So, like, as he's not listening to me because I just get smacked in the face.
So your eyeballs just hanging
From a string, and he's like, but I didn't finish my story. I'm like, sorry, I have to call 911 really quickly.
You guys,
I just ended up hanging. I was like, I gotta go.
for
And then,
anyone who says that being a fashion influencer is not difficult, you can lose an eye out in these streets.
if it was any closer to my actual eyeball, I would have been fucked. Because I have like
Wait, you would have been a pirate. Wait, you would have had like the cutest little like
bedazzled iPad.
Or you just only wear shades all the time like Anna Wintour.
And then I was supposed to go out to dinner that night, and I texted my girlfriend. I was like, I can't come to dinner. Like, I have a black eye. And she was like, literally, if I had a nickel, she was like, put some sunglasses on, you stupid bitch. Nobody cares.
Also, like, good thing Craig was in Charleston because the blind items would have been firing.
Okay, that's kind of also partly why I did the story, because the internet.
Yes.
And I just was so nervous. I didn't want someone to like be like, she's covering up for Craig, and then like this hate campaign.
A black eye is also like, it's scary.
It's so scary. And then Craig was like, oh, what? Have you never had a black eye before? And then I had
How
to
many black
think.
eyes has Craig had?
I was like, no. Like, are people just out here having black eyes?
The scariest part about getting a nose job to me is that you get black eyes.
Yeah.
And it freaks me out.
And it is tender.
It is tender. Are you
Like,
okay now?
I'm okay now.
Okay. But you probably
Honestly, I've
felt
been
like
having fun with it.
it's like contour.
Yeah. Like,
Who needs eyeshadow?
I
Just
did
punch yourself in the face.
the best smoky eye I've ever done in my life on
Wait,
Saturday night.
You went out to dinner. Why'd you go out to dinner?
Thank you so much for checking.
I was like worried, and then I was like, do I ask her? I don't want to make her feel weird.
No, I haven't left the home in months, you know. I'm going through like my recluse era.
Yeah.
But I never see my girlfriends, and my one girlfriend her boyfriend had opened a club.
Okay.
And I hadn't gone to it yet. And so I was like, oh, I really do have to go like do a dinner and then go to a club.
You guys understand when Paige says dinner, she doesn't mean like going to have some chicken parm. She means Explain what
I did a dinner. We did a dinner.
Is like you sit around with all these like hot people and some weird old men,
and you can't hear anyone across the table, but it's fine because no one's really talking because
no one's really eating.
You're just looking at yourselves, like
you're all just waiting for when you get up to go to the club. How long did you stay at the club?
This dinner was actually like more intimate, and it was like my real friends. Sorry, you're a real friend too.
I feel like I'm like your feral friend that you like keep in a cage. That you're like, when you go and see me occasionally, you're like, you
know what? That's so funny because I don't think of you as my married friend.
No, I'm your feral friend.
Yeah, like you're...
But I'm annoying because I'll talk to my other real friends and I won't stop talking about you the whole time.
I talk about you a lot.
Okay, as long as you talk about me the whole time, I'm fine.
Oh my God, I told everyone that I was like, she just travels so much for stand-up. I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she does it.
Guys, I was in Ohio.
Yeah, where in Ohio?
Cleveland, Cincinnati. Long story short, what happened in Ohio? Oh, I made one of my worst stand-up mistakes I've ever made on stage. I'm loving crowd work.
Yeah.
The crowd work is about like, you have to be loose. Whatever comes in your mind, you just got to be quick.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And that's hard. I would argue that's harder than like...
I was tired. Like I'd been traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And you know when you're tired, sometimes it gets a little loosey-goosey, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this guy and I'm making fun of him and he's like, yeah, I'm married. And I see his wife. And this is in front of like 400 people. And she's wearing like a baby doll dress.
Yeah.
And she has her hand positioned like on her stomach. And I go... Oh my God, are you pregnant?
And she wasn't.
She goes, no.
Oh.
The whole place gives like, because they're rooting for me. Like, they're like, come on, you can do this, girl. But they were like, ooh. And you know when like your heart goes into your butthole?
Yeah, yeah.
And like,
you start immediately cold sweating.
And you're like, oh, this was like earlier in the set. I have a whole hour with these people, right? And I am never one to talk about a woman's weight. Mm-hmm. Like I've been... From a very young age, I was like, you never ask someone if they're pregnant unless if they're literally water breaks in your face. You do not mention.
Even then,
you're like, do you have to pee?
Yeah. Like, oh, sorry, toilet's over here.
And she's like a thin woman.
Yeah.
But she was wearing a baby doll dress at a stand-up.
You're like, I thought it was a baby.
There were all these signs. There was crying. The baby was like, wah, wah. I'm like, that's a pregnant woman. So the place is like, I'm like, you have to recover.
Yep.
So I basically, in comedy, you just kind of lean into like what you're feeling. And I just was like, you know, when you accidentally say it to one person and you feel weird, imagine 400 people and everyone starts laughing. And she wasn't that expressive. So like the crowd were fine.
She wanted to kill herself.
She was just lying. And I kept trying to make her laugh and she wasn't like, I couldn't tell if that was just like she had a calmer face. The whole rest of the set, like I have to focus on my jokes. You have to be present.
Yeah.
But you like are rethinking it in your head. Like, how bad was that? How bad was that? I'm like, should I check Twitter right now? Like, am I getting canceled? So like, I get back and everyone's like, oh my God, great set. And I go, I told security, I was like, find the girl in the baby doll dress.
Yep.
Bring her back to the green room. So she comes back.
Imagine if she was like, I am pregnant. Dumb bitch.
But I'm like, are you sure? Like, do you want to take a pregnancy test?
This is my stand-up show now.
She goes, you try to make fun of me? Sit down, dumb bitch. So she comes in and I am like, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, you look incredible. Your hand was in a position on your stomach because she was like leaning towards me.
So you blamed her.
I blamed her.
Yeah.
I fully was like, you deserved everything
like, look,
that you
look
got.
Pregnant. Like, what do you want? It's not my fault. You're glowing.
I know. You're glowing.
Is it my fault that you have gorgeous skin? And yours touching the small of your stomach?
Like the Virgin Mary who somehow got a baby in her.
Yep.
And she laughs and she's like, you know, I would never wear this dress, but I had just came from a baby shower. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm psychic and like my psychic abilities got fucked up. But I was like, I can never, like, I am so sorry.
You can never financially recover.
I'll never financially recover. And this is so fucked up. We're about to take a photo and there was like a hanger in the back.
No.
And my friend was like, don't put the hanger. Well,
so dark.
This pod got dark. So then I like brought her husband in and it was like a great experience. But like, that was one moment in comedy. Like people were like, do you ever like
that?
That was one of the hardest things that I did on stage. But it makes you a better comedian to be like, if I could recover from that and stay focused on stage. And she's a giggler. So I said, I'm going to tell it on the podcast. Like I still feel indebted to her. Like I'll never make it up to her.
Well, You have to now name your first child after her.
I'm like Adam Levine.
Wait, oh my God, before we get into the Oscars, what about those two just showing up on the red carpet of the Vanity Fair party and acting like he didn't have an affair?
Did she have the baby?
I think so.
Okay.
No, I think was she pregnant?
Yes, she was pregnant, and she looked amazing.
Yes, she had it.
We need to get away from pregnancy topics. We're going to get ourselves in trouble.
No, it's too much. I'd love to know, though, if any gigglers have ever done that. Like, ask someone if they were pregnant and, like, what...
Yeah.
Like, if they have any awkward stories.
Yes. There was just something about a baby doll dress. Just, like, a long flowing... Baby. And we were, like, in a mall in Connecticut. Like, this wasn't... like baby doll, it wasn't like the Hamptons where like a floral dress would have been like normal,
right?
But anyway, she was beautiful, glowing, obsessed with her. And when you do get pregnant, babe, you hit me up and we can just pretend that happened when you were pregnant. Oh my God, I'm literally like getting hives just talking about it. Oh, I also embarrassed myself with Meghan Trainor.
How?
She DM'd me.
And what did she say?
She said something like, hey, I think you're really funny. I think because I'm friends with Chris.
She said, my love.
Who she's friends with.
Yeah.
I like panic and I like write something out. And a day later, I like checked it and I realized I spelled her name wrong.
Hannah Lucy Berner, what is your deal with
the silent H throws me off. It was Megan. I crumple under the pressure. Like I panic.
How did you spell it?
I spelled it.
Isn't
without
it right
the
up
H.
at the top?
Absolutely. I'm like that person on the email that's like, hi, Heather. And I'm like, it's Hannah. Okay. Nice to meet. Anyway, so then I unsend it and I resend it.
Okay.
And then she called me out.
And she goes, did you unsend a message?
She goes, LOL, you unsent when you spelled my name wrong. And I was like, we love an honest queen. We love an honest queen. You keep me humble. You keep me in my place.
One of my favorite things is when Chris is doing TikToks about Meghan Trainor's baby, and he says like Meghan Trainor's baby, like he does, like as if they're not close. And he's like, Meghan Trainor's baby might have learned my name. Like it's just funny
Meghan Trainor's baby.
Way. Yeah.
So I think because Chris and I are friends. Friends is a strong word. We're like enemies. We hate each other. We just fight nonstop. He went on burning in hell.
You guys have a weird relationship. Okay. I'm just gonna tell you one thing. So when we met Chris, you didn't know him before?
No.
Okay. This is actually, it's triggering for me. So we met Chris on the set of our Express shoot. I'm already in shambles, in tears.
Oh yeah,
because the makeup artist tore my whole life apart.
Your orbital bone.
Chris walks in. We hadn't met him yet, and when Chris walked in and he saw Hannah, it was like they had dated in a past life. Like, I don't know. Like
it was weird.
We all three of us met at the same time, but your guys' relationship, I mean, it's like you kicked me out of the threesome. It was
actually, I feel so bad about that.
Do you? Because you've never brought it up.
You know,
no, but you guys, like, you know, when you meet someone, you're just like, wait, I get you, you get me.
We hit it off, and
you guys hit it off.
I was like we were immediately mean to each other.
Yes,
and I think you were honestly dealing with stuff. You were like in the corner, really dealing with stuff.
It was as if someone had just asked me if I was pregnant. Like I was
also,
dealing
like,
with a lot.
Paige is a real model. Like I feel like during that shoot, Paige was like, she knew what to do. She was like, tell me. Where like I was like, I'm flailing. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to survive.
You were giving suggestions to like the creative director. You were like, what if I spit this out of my mouth? And they were like, this is an Express photo shoot. This is.
I go, would it be cute if I like sat on the toilet for this one? And literally, it's so funny too. They put the on Times Square. They put the edits, and they had me do this funny take of me like taking the luggage out, and the luggage went everywhere. Never saw it. No. Never made it to air. But yours looked amazing. You had like a full transition. You were focused during that shoot, and I was not.
You were not.
I was like throwing popcorn at Chris the whole time.
One person said you looked like Cindy Crawford, and we never heard from you again for the rest of the day. You were like, I'm done.
Because you know who looks like Cindy Crawford? My cat Butter. She has the same. I'll put it up. She has the same exact beauty mark as Cindy Crawford. Okay, you sound jealous.
Yeah,
now you sound jealous.
We'll see.
Now you're sounding jealous of her cheekbones. So Meg and I go, okay, don't tell Chris we're talking because he'll get very upset.
Yeah.
Because Chris, the reason I brought it up is because I'm on full Meghan Trainor, Chris Olsen TikTok.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, did she kidnap him? Like, is there like a business deal going on? Why are they together? They do collaborate, obviously. Yeah. But I just found out he just hard launched. He's dating Meghan Trainor's brother.
No way.
Hard launch,
but they're
making
friends,
out.
They're friends from...
I think they're kind of newish friends.
Oh, they are.
But they hit it off in LA and they collaborate with music stuff. But
Got it.
He posts a photo making out with her brother, and they're a family now. I think they're a big happy family. And Chris has not been in a relationship
since his ex.
Which,
the TikTok ex.
Yes. And I hate that I'm giving him so much airtime because, Chris, you know I hate you. But I just feel like the Gigglers need to be updated.
They do. And how crazy that Meghan Trainor's married to the guy from Spy Kids.
That is the craziest thing.
That's the craziest thing ever.
I want him to have a resurgence.
And also their son is just the freaking cutest.
So cute when he calls himself an ally.
He looks like a TV character.
Yeah. I want a resurgence of Spy Kids. I want a resurgence of Kim Possible, and I want a resurgence of Freaky Friday.
Not gonna lie, I watched all the Spy Kids very recently, within the last 6 months.
How high were you?
Some would say on a different planet.
Should we discuss the Oscars?
We should. Hold on, let me get my notes. I didn't watch them.
I did watch a lot of them. I was with Des. We were watching tennis, and he was I was I just want to go to the Oscars because I like the pre-talk.
Yeah.
I like the awkward moments when they're interviewing. I like to see the outfits.
I have a lot to say about it.
And the next thing you know, he's fully watching the Oscars. He's crying. He's laughing. He
the actual ceremony.
He was we were crying.
He was I knew they were gonna win for best sound mixing.
And he's rooting for the Irish people. He's let's go. And I'm literally laughing. At one point I turned and he was just crying at someone's speech. And I'm you didn't even want to watch this. You said it was stupid.
It is stupid.
It is stupid. But if you get into it, you'll start crying at some of the speeches.
The only reason I've ever watched the Oscars is because of the red carpet before, because you like to see what people you like to see what people are wearing. You like to see what they're saying. Are they being funny? Who are they with? It's an exciting thing.
For sure.
It's awful now. There is not one host that one knows who they're talking to. Some people, you can tell that the host had not seen the movie that whatever person is in. They're so bad. They have a list of 3 questions that they ask, and half of them aren't they're famous people, but they're not hosts.
Yeah.
And they're almost sometimes more famous than the person they're interviewing, which I also think is awkward and weird.
Yeah.
And they have no idea what's going on. I was getting so mad. I was I don't care who she's most excited to see. I don't care. I want to know different shit.
I feel you're manifesting something.
Yeah, I am, because I feel I would be good. We would actually, we would be good together, and that's how Joan Rivers started. It was her and her daughter.
Which one of us are Joan?
Oh. I'm Joan. I'm Joan because Melissa never really cared about fashion. Did Joan, though? See, that's the good thing. You don't know.
I could use a little more comedy in it. And I even said to Des,
what
I said,
it is.
out of all the people they choose, why can't they have one comedic voice? And Des was because fashion they take seriously. But I'm no, they want the funny.
Oh my God,
they want the back and forth.
I watched Fashion Police on E, the red carpet. They said the same thing for everyone. They were she looks beautiful.
Well,
she looks great. I was no, she doesn't.
I don't want people having the same opinion. And that's just give me a hot take.
It was a participation trophy for everyone. Even at the Oscars, they were and some movies that weren't nominated. It's okay, so now we even have to talk about the movies that weren't nominated. It's they did great though. It's clearly they didn't because they're not nominated.
I do have to say, I thought Jimmy Kimmel was great.
I didn't really
you didn't watch it. So,
I'm just here to talk shit about it.
Jimmy Kimmel, he comes off very chill. It was, sometimes you can tell the host is so nervous.
Yeah.
And they're every single sentence. They're
that time Anne Hathaway did it, and she did 7. That's when everyone started hating Anne Hathaway.
Oh, no.
He's so sad.
But now she's having a resurgence.
Yeah.
But I want to talk shit. I do have to say, so Lady Gaga shows up with such a cool dress, but I do have to say, do we have to do low-rise dresses now? You could see the top of her pussy lip.
What about Lady Gaga being I'm actually not leaving the home, and I'm I don't want a life that's in the public eye. She shows up to the Oscar Awards.
She's been hanging out with Meghan
with
Markle.
her ass out. No photos. I'm so
There's
shy.
a clip of a photographer falling. Did you see that? And she like turns and like runs over to pick him up, and everyone's like, Lady Gaga's the only one that went to pick him up. And I'm like, first of all, this bitch knows there's like 100 cameras on her. Second of all, if Lady Gaga's the one who saves you, a 5'2" Ozempic woman, like we. You're in trouble if Lady Gaga's coming to save you.
Rampant. The Ozempic is rampant.
But also, I don't want to speak too soon because some people might actually be like working out and eating healthy.
Because we might go on it. We're not going to speak too soon because we do have a call into our doctors.
No, but if I'm on Ozempic, I'm telling people I'm on Ozempic.
That's the only thing.
Because I'd be so scared. I'd be like, guys, I'm on Ozempic. What do I do? Can I get off it? Is my ovary going to burst? Like, what's going to happen?
If any person would admit it to me, I have 7,000 questions. Every single housewife being like, what? No. Oh my God. I'm like, you lost 30 pounds in 2 weeks. Like, what are you talking about? We're not the crazy ones. Just say, yeah, I got it from my doctor in Boca. Like, we know.
I mean, and Mindy Kaling.
She looks great.
She looks great.
Did you ever watch her Mindy Project?
I'd see like clips and stuff.
Yeah.
But I read her book and it's really good.
I know. I want to read her book because I watched that whole series and I loved it.
She's so good. She's amazing. She's an icon. Also, she was behind the Netflix show, like the Kiss thing, or All the Lies I Told Before, All the Men I Kissed Before, All the Boys I Kissed.
That's 7 shows you just combined in
All
one.
the boys.
She also wrote that HBO show, Sex Life of College Girls.
Yes, and I'd like to say if she was a man, people would be calling her Ryan Murphy right now. Like they'd be like, she's a fucking genius. But anyway, I'm not going to get into feminist rant right now.
Well, here's the other thing with like Ozempic running rampant.
They called it the Ozempic Awards.
It literally should have been. We were born in the 90s, but we were little kids in the 90s. So we really didn't grow up in
heroin chic times.
Yeah, like, but we didn't know that, you know? But like, I do feel like every celebrity now is stick thin. Mm-hmm. It almost is like we went a little backwards.
We
like
did.
Everything feels very, well, that will look good if you lose 10 pounds.
It's almost like they went too hard with the BBLs.
They went too hard. And also the Kardashians not being invited to the Met Gala.
Wait, is that like for sure?
Everyone is saying it's for sure, but it's so much. What I think people don't realize is it's so much more than them not getting invited to a party. Because
it represents a cultural shift.
A total cultural shift. Like Anna Wintour says, is basically Regina George of the fashion world and says who's in and who's out and who's cool and who's not. And the fact that they are so curvy.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah. And like Ozempic is running rampant. I feel like.
No, it's not a body thing.
I don't know. I kind of feel like it could be.
I feel if she did that, maybe it's because Kim, the whole entire Met Gala was about the Marilyn Monroe dress and all that bullshit.
Okay, there's also that.
But also, is that not good press for the Met Gala? Maybe it's not. I feel like fashion people don't want that.
But also, if Anna Wintour was pissed that Kim was going to wear the Marilyn Monroe dress, she would have known before Kim got there. Like, I feel like everything's run by her anyway.
For sure. But I do think it was like the after effect of all the insane press. Mm-hmm. But there was like a little too much about Kim for too long where it got like overwhelming. But I still have not seen an excuse yet for why they would be uninvited. A whole family?
I don't know. Well, last year they were all there. That was the first time they were all there.
Do you think it's Kanye related?
I don't know. It could also be Kanye related.
You saw Chloe's with Kristen?
I mean, it's just also, like, what?
Who's the actress Hunter from Euphoria?
The actress Hunter?
What's it? The Euphoria actress that had like no top on, just a feather?
Did she not look? Wait, when the white?
Yeah.
At the Vanity Fair?
Yeah.
Did she not look so fucking good?
She looked like Sierra at my wedding. She looked so amazing.
She looked like Sierra at your wedding. She had nothing on.
Nothing on. The body snatched. Amazing. I don't think that was Ozempic. That was just she's 21.
Sierra called me the other day because she's going to a wedding, and I was like, let me see the dress you're wearing.
You can't be trusted anymore.
She literally can't. There's no back. the whole dress. I mean, she looks great, amazing, and stunning, and she's gonna wear it.
Yeah,
but no back on the whole dress.
It's kind of like girls with huge boobs. Like, you can do whatever you want, but you're gonna look sexy.
Yeah.
And Sierra just can't help that she's a model. Okay, what did you think about Tem? Her name is Thames. Mm-hmm. She's a singer. Yeah. And she wore the big like white cloud thing, which I thought was iconic, but then seeing her in the audience blocking everyone behind her. Yeah. Equally iconic. Because like, do you think she thought about it? Or you think she sat there and was like, oh fuck, I didn't think this through?
No. Somebody absolutely said, hey, but you are going to be sitting there. And they all collectively looked at each other and said, fuck it. Like,
how mad would you be if you were behind her? Or you could just like snort cocaine the whole time.
I don't know if I would be mad. I think I would be like, wow, this is such my luck that I would get like seated behind this person and not be able to see the whole show. Like, you have to laugh if you're the person. They literally were showing people trying to like poke their heads out, and they're like, this man is fighting for his life.
He's fighting for his life in the audience.
I think it is rude though.
It's rude, but it's hard because they want a fashion moment. Also, then Lady Gaga goes on stage and does no makeup, black shirt, black jeans. Did you see that?
No.
And people were writing the funniest memes of like people hysterically crying, being like, Lady Gaga's makeup artist after putting in 3 hours of work on her makeup.
Why would she do that?
Because I think it was a last minute performance that she was like, what do we do? And she's like, if we can't go all out, you know, it's even more iconic than going all out as Lady Gaga is giving nothing.
Did Rihanna perform?
Rihanna performed and she was amazing.
Yeah. She's really like hitting the...
this is her year.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it shows you guys, you can take a break from things and you're not going to lose it. If you don't use it, you don't lose it.
Right. That's the saying, yeah.
Yeah. Is that about penises?
I don't know. Where did that originate?
If you don't use it, you lose it.
I could go first.
This is some deep journalism that we're getting into right now. But
are we high?
Yeah, like, I'm just tired. But I did realize, like, sometimes, you know, in work where you feel like if I don't keep pushing, like I'm gonna lose my career or momentum, whatever. But I realized, like, sometimes it's actually better
to take a break.
Like, we probably would have been sick of Rihanna if she had just kept putting out albums for money.
We are the people to suggest a break.
Rest.
Yeah.
Rest is
like
amazing.
If anyone's like, you're going too hard, take a break, I'm like, you're so right.
But the problem with Rihanna's song, it's a song for Chadwick Boseman, who passed away, and it's like this really sad song. And do you remember how I told you I went to this funeral? I didn't know the guy, but I was at the funeral.
What? No,
Des had a friend who passed away.
I know that this would not have slipped my mind. This story.
Des had a friend who passed away, and I went to the funeral.
Okay.
And I was like a mess, like sobbing. Like I was like holding the kids in my arms. Like I was like,
you never met
the man in my life. And I was so like the speeches about him.
He was a good man.
He was a good man,
Savannah.
He was a good man, Savannah. Rihanna starts singing, and I'm like, oh no. And he's like, what? And I go, this is the song they played at that man's funeral. And he goes, first of all, how do you remember that? Second of all, you did not know him. And I was like, it's really upsetting for me. And he goes, it's my friend. And I go, I can't turn this off right now. I'm too worked up.
Did you start crying?
Yes. And he literally was
Are you pregnant?
No, Paige. I think because I'm getting off birth control.
Oh, yeah.
I had a full cry this week.
Like a good one? Like a deep...
I didn't let it fully go.
Why?
I have issues. But what happened is I'm in Cleveland at a comedy club, and this old man comes up to me, and he like owns the club or something. And he's like, are you from Brooklyn? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, so am I. And I was like, that's crazy. He's just talking to me. And then after I get off stage, I come back and he like corners me and he's like, you're so special. Like saying all these things about like, he's like, you just have to dream big and, you know, don't force things. Things will come to you. Like giving me all this like beautiful, insightful information. I look at him and he looks like my grandpa who passed away, and he has like the eyes of my grandpa, and my grandpa's from Brooklyn, and I'm like, how is this man in Cleveland, Ohio? And then I start like crying. About to cry, but I'm like, hold it in, because I'm like, this is my grandpa talking to me through this old man. I've like fully convinced myself.
And
like then I say goodbye to everyone, and it was like a great show. I get in the hotel room, shut the door, and I just start bawling.
Oh my God.
But it was a weird bawling where it's like, I just love my grandpa, miss him so much because he was my best friend, but I was like, he had like the same skin color as my grandpa, like old.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, what shade of gray is that?
Like, and then I start thinking about he's gonna die.
The man you just met.
And I'm upset that he's like 90, like he doesn't have a lot of time left. And then John Travolta was crying because
probably a lot of reasons. Let's be honest.
His co-star Sandy, Olivia Newton-John died.
She died.
So he's sobbing. And then I tweeted, "I love watching the Oscars because I love to watch men cry."
Remember when John Travolta was on the Oscars and he like announced that girl's name wrong? What did he say? Adele Dazeem. I think about it like that was like 15 years ago. I think about it an odd amount of times for someone. Adele, like,
he probably
randomly
wakes up in the middle of the night.
Do you ever have like things that you say in your head randomly that make no sense?
Yes.
Like, but it just like you say it, like random words. Like Craig is from Delaware, and I always find myself saying the word Rehoboth. Like it's just like a random place in Delaware, but I love the word.
Yeah, I say Economawalk. That's in Wisconsin. Economawalk.
Like so randomly throughout the day, sometimes I'll just say Adele Dazeem. I don't know why.
Do you think he like wakes up in the middle of the night? Like his whole career, he's done so many amazing things, and he's like, "You stupid! How could you do that?"
For sure.
I wonder what he did to apologize to her. Like if he sent her like a Derek Jeter gift basket.
Okay, wait. So who did you think was like was best dressed?
I think people served.
I think they
Nicole
the best
Kidman was my favorite
because
Nicole Kidman had this like tousled hair like mine. Like it looks like she didn't brush it, and that's kind of my thing. And then I love the flowers on the dress. It's very like vintage. And Michael B. Jordan also did that in his after party look. I don't understand what an after party is. If I did not get invited to the Oscars, I'm not going to an after party.
Yeah, but this is like different.
I'm fucking crying in a bathroom
This
somewhere.
is like, okay, this would be like senior prom is happening. You're a freshman. You aren't legally allowed to go to the senior prom, but a bunch of seniors are like, hey, come to our party.
Are allowed to go to the after
You're going
party.
to the party.
The after party was, I mean, Kendall Jenner did look amazing.
Okay, I actually didn't really love her dress at the Vanity Fair. I did think Cara Delevingne. She was amazing. I loved the red. I loved her Vanity Fair white outfit too. Okay, and then also just like to bring it back to Adam Levine for a quick second. Look at this picture of them at Vanity Fair.
So he has his hand over her stomach.
Yeah.
And it gives me the ick.
Well, I want to know what my guy that does the green line tests like would say, because he does do a whole thing about couples and like the claw.
One of my ex-boyfriends took a photo with me like this, and he was reaching over me and holding me, and he was super controlling, and he didn't care who I was. He just wanted... Okay, I'm now making this all about me.
Well, also, I feel like I don't know what it is.
She looks amazing, though.
She looks amazing this time of year. But
he
like
looks like
I
Jeffrey
keep
Dahmer.
seeing couples walking down the street, and they're not just like holding each other's hands. Like they're holding the person, and it makes me wildly uncomfortable.
Well, when I'm at comedy clubs, you see couples all the time, and I can tell how long they've been together by how much all over each other they are.
Yeah.
Couples who've been together more than a year are not touching.
Yeah,
they're just enjoying their time.
Looking
they're
in
actually
the same
like,
direction.
There's someone in between them. If they even breathe towards each other, they're like, "Shut the fuck up, I hate you." But couples, if he has his arm like on her leg, I'm like, this is 1 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And I'm like, enjoy the fact that you still have. I call it an imaginationship. That's my new thing.
Like, do you know the last time you made out with Des?
I mean, we will have sex not even kissing.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that's normal.
No, but I feel like at least like, no, you know, in the beginning you might like start like with a kiss.
Okay, but here's the thing. Every time I watch a movie, I watch people like having these intense makeouts and then having sex. And I'm like, but that... I couldn't tell you the last time I like made out with Craig.
But the thing is, I actually love makeouts.
I do too, but like
it's not. It doesn't feel the same once you like know
you're like,
their
ew,
bad
okay.
habits.
It's not the same once you hate them. So it is different.
No, the first 3 months are an imaginationship where you have filled in every single blank, and this man, he could be anyone. He's speaking of my latest imaginationship.
Yeah.
I was in Cincinnati, just jet setting, and I did a college gig. I talk about how I fucked Bucky because it's funny to tell. It was like a Midwest school. I'm like, Bucky. Yeah. I was like, Bucky was hot.
Yeah.
He had like he's a badger, but like he's Bucky. And you never know. There's like 8 of them who actually are Buckies, but they can't speak. So when you see a Bucky, you don't know if it's him or not. So you're kind of like, like you don't know.
Got it.
It's very, and he's so hard to get because he literally can't talk to you. So I'm doing this bit, and then at the end I do a little Q&A, and their mascot shows up. And this was the University of Cincinnati. When I tell you, this was the hottest mascot I've ever seen.
Their mascot showed up in the mascot uniform.
In the full uniform.
So you never saw this man's face?
No.
But you're saying the uniform that was made.
The mascot?
Okay, but...
It's a bear cat. It's a bear cat. Have you ever... This bear cat had muscles, 6'5", minimum 6'5", swag, gets on stage... like flirting with me, and I'm all nervous and I don't know what to do, and I like he's not responding to me, so I was just like talking to myself. Definitely a fuck boy, but then I was like, it's giving Tom Sandoval, like I cheated and danced with a bear cat. No, I have to show you. Didn't see?
No.
Oh my god, I posted on my story.
I think it's giving like you have a weird porn history,
like I'm a furry.
Yeah. If you were... Well, you are married to Des. If you are married, if Des came to you right now, you're married, you've been together, and he said, Hannah, I have to tell you something. I am a furry. What would you do?
I'm into it.
You would be into it. You would
Once
try
you like fall in love with the guy, it's like, honestly, you're also like bored. You're like, let's find new ways to turn each other on. Like sometimes
you're like, fuck yeah, put a tail on me. Just fucking do it.
Like I feel I'm so vanilla. Like I wish I could be turned on by something weird.
Yeah.
Like I hear people tell these stories like the only way I can come is by like tickling the hair on his toe. I'm like, that sounds like an interesting life to live.
Then there's other girls that are like, I need to be beat with a brick. You're like, I don't know if I need all of that, but yeah. I get it. I just think the human brain is so crazy that it's like, but what is it in your brain that like
what happened to you as a child?
Yeah, you're like, I want to touch that tail.
There was a guy talking about how when you're young, like if you happen to get a weird erection during like, because you get random erections as a kid during like a weird thing that happens, like someone crying or like someone like next thing you know, do you just have a fetish for the rest of your life? Like I don't even know how they start. I mean, it's probably genetic, it's mental, but
oh my god, I never thought of that, because guys will like they can get hard at any moment and like they have zero control. Like has there ever been something really weird and they're just like, I shouldn't be. Like they feel naughty and dirty.
There was a guy like on TLC who gets turned on by popping balloons. And he was like dating a balloon.
I feel like all my ex-boyfriends would get turned on when I would cry. Because it seemed to be a pattern.
Okay, tell me that this man, he's huge and he has muscles. You can't even wait.
I feel like if Jack Harlow was
he's wearing a basketball like that is a hot
okay
mascot.
I get what you're saying now. Now
okay, so take back what you said.
Back. You're right.
Don't
I'm a furry.
So anyway, that was crazy. We have a lot of front page news.
We do. Let me pull up my notes.
I feel like front page news always has to start with us talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. And I have a point that I want to make because everyone's making fun of him for being with all these like 21-year-old, 22-year-old babies. Obviously, like he should only be with people of age. But part of me is like, because he's living the lifestyle of a 21-year-old man. Like he wants to be out at the bars, out at the clubs, drinking.
I don't get that.
Well, that's my thing. As a 31-year-old, let those girls have him. I'm not trying to keep up with that man.
No.
Don't make the girls in their 30s.
First second.
I do not want to be with a man like that.
No.
Don't force a Leonardo DiCaprio to date women in their 30s because they want to stay home and watch Shark Tank. Like, we're not going to clubs every fucking night. I know.
Yeah. Not that he was a child actor, but kind of. Like he was what? Like 15?
Maybe even younger. And when you get famous, you stay at the age that you got famous.
Yeah, like I just feel like he never really had to mature because at 16 then people just started probably treating him like
an adult.
Oh my god, can we get you a Coca-Cola? Oh my god, do you want to stay here? Do you want to go?
It's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault, but
don't like be like he needs to be with a 39-year-old. I'm sorry, George Clooney's wife would rather punch yourself in the jaw than spend 24 hours with that
I would give
party
myself
animal.
another black eye if I had to go to a club every weekend. Like, I literally went out this weekend and I said to my mom, like, oh, I'm good now for like 3 months. I don't have to.
Literally.
Like, I feel no desire to go out next weekend.
And what you said about Leonardo reminds me of a TikTok I just saw of Justin Bieber. There were all these clips of him as a 15-year-old where like interviewers are asking him questions about sex. Women are like touching him, like full grown women. And like that kid had to deal with so much stuff. And like he was probably taken advantage of in so many different ways. Yep. So like let's be aware of the torture that comes with being a child star. Yeah.
But I do think Leonardo could up it to 25.
For sure.
He doesn't have to date 19
For sure. But also like if he wants to date older women, he'd also have to start like doing adult things in his lifestyle. Like
and
sleeping.
I really don't think that guys start doing adult things until like they start dating an adult girl, like woman.
But it's like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And my thing is, you just have to wait for them to get tired. They'll get tired.
Yeah.
Des got tired.
You have to literally trick them. I feel like I do that to Craig. I'm like, take this edible. Let's just see how it feels. He's like, I can't move. I'm like, yes.
Sleepy. Des is so cute when he's like sleepy.
Yeah.
Or when they're asleep.
Yeah. when they're not speaking.
Also, can we stop complaining about men going to play golf? That is incredible.
Wait.
They're gone for 42 hours.
I'm so fucking... Sorry for touching you.
That was really intimate. I want to go back to Zoom.
So we can't be in a studio. All my TikTok algorithm is like golfing husbands, and I'm like, my dream is to be left alone all day in my home by myself. I'm like, what?
The first time Des went to play golf,
it's giving you love him more than he loves you.
I know. And also, like, is he that funny?
Yeah.
That, like, you need him there the whole time? Des called me. He went to play golf, and he called me like an hour, and he's like, hey, just checking in on you. And I was on the toilet shitting my brains out because I'd been holding it in. It was like early on for like 72 hours. And I was like, I'm having like an out of body euphoric experience right now because you're gone, and I could finally like get back to normal. And I'm loving it. And I could like talk to my mom, talk shit, plan for when you come back, strategize,
figure out what's happening,
have a whole new personality, change my hairdo, change my outfit.
Yeah.
So let your mans play golf, or you play golf with the girls.
I feel like I like set golfing up for. I'm like, you should invite them to go golf, and then you should go golf. Like, I am the last person to be like, don't leave me alone. Yeah, like, oh shoot, am I home alone?
Honestly, it's a red flag if he doesn't have boys to go out with. Like, if you're his only friend, that is so much worse than a dude who's always with his boys.
My mom thinks it's so weird that I love being alone so much, but I think she's weird. The woman's never been alone ever. Not one time in her life. Like, she's never had her own bedroom. Is that crazy to think of?
But you know what? That's just because she's never experienced it. If she experienced it, she'd be like...
It freaks her out.
She'd have her own house right now.
I'm gonna have my own house.
When you marry early, I feel like then you like grow with a person. Yeah. That's what life is. But when you're used to living alone, like by your 30s, you're like, it's going to take a special person.
Yeah. I'm like, this is how I am. This is how I like it done.
Yeah. You know what you like.
Yeah.
No new tricks.
And I'm like, don't let anyone try and change you, but like change them. Like, I know that I organize things better than my significant other, so why would he not change? Change. I know I do better.
That was really powerful.
Thank you.
Also, Tyga and Avril Lavigne. Did you see that?
How crazy. Have you seen that girl on TikTok that has been doing all these like family trees and diagrams to like explain to people?
It is genius.
She's so good. The Avril Lavigne Tyga one.
Insane.
Because
Avril used to be with Brody Jenner.
And Avril Lavigne used to be dead. Everyone says that is someone that's created and pretending to be Avril Lavigne.
Wait, people say that because she disappeared for so long and then just like came out of nowhere and looked the same?
Well, I'm on conspiracy talk. Yeah. You're wholesome, you're Meghan Trainor, you're Chris Olsen talk. I'm deep conspiracy theories, like, so to the point that even I get some and I'm like, okay, that's even crazy. But I'm deep in conspiracies, and Avril Lavigne is a clone.
I feel like we need a dope conspiracy segment.
I love conspiracy theories.
But I also don't want to spread harmful conspiracy theories on our podcast.
I believe all of them.
Then it becomes a cult.
And I am also like the person that's like, that's true. Yep.
Because this is the thing about conspiracy theories. If someone says something crazy, I was thinking about this, and then you come out and say that's not true, you sound defensive.
Right.
Like, you sound like the crazy one.
Okay, like that documentary that's on Netflix right now about the plane that went missing.
Yeah. I have to watch it.
I feel like it's like that show. Like, that plane's going to land in 30 years, and people are going to get off and be like, wait, what? Like, I feel like it is in a different dimension.
I don't believe in your bird theory.
That birds are fake.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to each their own. What do you think about snow? You think that's real? Wrong. It's not.
Well, the snow that I broke my fucking hand on felt pretty real.
Have you seen people lighting it on fire, though?
Lighting snow on fire?
Yeah.
What do they think it is if it's not snow?
Plastic.
Why would they have Why would they do that?
Because the aliens sent it down. They told us it was snow, but it's not.
Or is it the government trying to like ruin the planet with too much plastic?
I don't know. I haven't gotten deep into that conspiracy. I've just seen people like lighting snow on fire and it not melting.
I just see cat videos, so we are living such different lives. But it's good because then we get to share it.
Don't you love? Like, I love when Craig is on his TikTok and I see what his algorithm is, and I'm like, ooh, I'm so much funnier. Like, my algorithm, like what your algorithm says something about you.
Fully.
And so, like, when I'm on his, I'm like, oh my God, you're so moody and sensitive. Like, he has
but
so
also
many
TikTok
couples.
knows my moods. Like, some weeks I am on like manifestation talk, or like, do you feel depressed?
Yeah.
Or do you have ADHD? And then some weeks it's just goofy, silly, and then cat videos.
Yeah.
But also Des was not into TikTok because he was like, I don't really like what they show me, and I go, because you have to scroll.
Yeah, you
have to give it. So
show
now he's
them
like
what you
fully
like.
into it because you have to show them what you engage in.
And I will say, you are one of the only people that I actually read my TikTok messages because you make my algorithm better.
That was the second nicest thing you ever said to me. I forget, what was the first thing? I don't know.
Really pretty at your wedding?
You didn't say that. You said that to Sierra. Mixing people up again.
Sorry, I told Sierra she looked really pretty at your wedding.
It's funny because I look at anything you send to me on Instagram, but I don't watch your TikTok videos as often as I should.
It honestly, you don't have to, because I send
the ones that I send to you.
Yeah, you've already sent.
Okay, good. Finally, can we talk about Cole Sprouse just for a second?
You ever gotten the ick from just looking at a person?
Wasn't he the one that people liked of the two? Like, he was supposed to be the hot one?
At this point,
I never thought he was. I was like Dylan. They were a little young for us anyway.
They were a little young for us. I mean, obviously, like, they were in Big Daddy and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, but
when you saw him smoking a cigarette on this pod, did you think it was a bit?
I thought it was a literal bit.
This guy Rico Taquito on TikTok,
great name,
so hilarious. He goes, we've spent hundreds of $1 million into anti-smoking campaigns. This is the greatest thing ever to show that smoking isn't cool. Watching Cole Sprouse act like a disheveled
artist.
If
he said artist one more time, I was gonna be like, are you fucking kidding
The Disney Channel
me?
execs are just like, I mean,
you lived in a hotel.
He has probably been through a lot, but like,
yes, it did sound like he had like a kind
if
of
I
hard
was
childhood.
Alex, I would be like, whoa, no smoking in my studio. First of all, my hair's gonna smell.
I feel like she was uncomfy.
I guess because she's interviewing these really famous people. Who are you to say no smoking? But I would like text my producer or something and be like, tell them no.
You can't go 1 hour getting interviewed that you have
this
to
kid
light
never does podcast interviews. You can't have one podcast interview without killing your lungs.
He was trying to, it was giving like he wanted to be like Johnny Depp in the 90s. Back to like this heroin chic thing. And I'm like, it's just, be fucking for real.
Also, if I'm going to go on a podcast that all these like young people listen to, even if I have a like heroin addiction, you're not doing heroin on the pod. You're trying to hide that. Like, I don't want to get anyone to want to smoke cigarettes, even if I was addicted to cigarettes.
Yeah.
Don't promote cigarettes.
No. It's also like, I also felt like that's the first time he ever smoked a cigarette. Like, I was like, okay.
He was holding it like a banana.
Yeah, I was like, it's giving acting. Like,
It's giving me trying to smoke weed.
Yeah. You trying to smoke weed is my favorite thing ever.
I'm dying. Any other notes on the Oscars?
I think that everyone, like, I think the dresses were so much better than what this award season has been. Like, I feel like people really showed up.
And they were like doing vintage. I mean, it is funny because people are like, I'm using like sustainable clothing, like it's vintage Oscar de la Renta, and you're like
I'm wearing an eggplant.
How sustainable are you?
I'm like, what does that mean? Like I'm wearing I really don't know what it means.
It's because they didn't I guess get something else made and they wore like an old dress, but it's like you're at the Oscars. Nothing sustainable about going to the Oscars.
Vanessa Hudgens was my fave.
Clean.
I thought she looked like Audrey Hepburn. I loved that dress.
So Vanessa Hudgens was doing some Oscars reporting.
Yeah.
And there was another girl doing the reporting, Ashley Graham. And they sent the Elvis guy to ask Ashley Graham, and everyone was like, what producer?
Wait, Vanessa Hudgens. Also, that in general, I thought was a weird... She's doing red carpet. She's a...
star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't
get it either, but also like...
Even Ashley Graham.
I didn't get it. She has a podcast.
I love Vanessa Hudgens and I love Ashley Graham. I love them for what they do.
Maybe they liked Vanessa Hudgens because she knows everyone, so it would make it like chiller to easier to talk.
It was giving the vibe this year that no celebrities wanted to go and be interviewed on the red carpet at all. Like I was getting the vibe that they were trying to like lure people in. Like E!
Florence
News.
Pugh. Did you see Florence Pugh on E! News? She was there for 2 seconds and they pulled her off.
E! News should just pack it in. Like pack it in because no one goes to that red carpet.
And then Hugh Grant just completely did not want to be. Did you watch it?
That was. But she was also asking him questions and he was like, well, I was in that movie for 3 seconds. Like he was pissed at the questions and I kind of got it.
The thing is, she held her own, which was great, but also I feel like in the beginning of the conversation you have to see he's not giving.
Yeah.
So you can't keep pushing the like generic questions with him. You have to be like, so what are we doing after? Like be like chill with it. Like
do you eat before? Like I want to know, do you eat
ask
before?
Him things that he doesn't want to know. Like what's something that like you can't wait to do tomorrow? Like clearly he doesn't want to be there.
Who are you really hoping you don't run into? You know, like I want funny things.
Or be like, why do you hate interviews so much? Like say something like that. Like make it.
And with E, they were. Because it used to be Ryan Seacrest, Juliana Rancic the whole time they're on the red carpet. Mm-hmm. Now they keep cutting to this like fake round table where they talk about the fashion, but it's like you give everyone the same compliment. Mm-hmm. You say the same thing for every single person. It's not even fun to watch. Insult one of them. Make us laugh.
But also you can make us laugh without insulting. I do love when people go, it's giving. And you're like, what is it giving?
Yeah.
Just tell me. Give me an adjective. Dope documentaries. I have to watch the one about the plane that
you gotta,
disappeared.
because I'm like a little scared to watch it, but
I'll
want you to
watch it for you. Then I have to watch the Jared Subway one.
What is that on?
I think it's alive? Like Discovery. That's how you know it's going to be good.
Wait, is he alive?
I think he's in jail for like child
Right. But I didn't
problems.
know if he died or something. Okay, yeah.
Oh, wait, he might have died.
No,
Patrick, do you know if he's dead or not?
I think he might have. I'm not.
Yeah.
This is
kind of dead.
Is he pregnant or is he just... Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for coming to Giggly Squad. I mean, we came. Thanks for coming to the show today. No, you're not here, but you're here in our hearts. I hope you giggled the whole time as hard as we did. We have shows coming up. We have ski merch that's out. There's so much fun stuff, and we're posting more clips. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. We love you. Talk to you later.
Thanks for giggling with us.
Bye.
Bye.